TV.
Light to the world.
أنت نور الله فجرا جئت بعد العسر يسرا ربنا على تقديرا يا إمام الأنبياء أنت في الوجدان حي أنت للعينين ضي أنت عند الحاضرين أنت هاد وصفي يا حبيبي يا محمد يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك तेरी मोहब्बत की महक से या ज़मीन वस्मा आबाद है रहमत की बरसात आती है बेलोज
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Tuli basanyufu tweyanza nnyo kubanga weekumidde ku mukutu gwo omuganzi Iqra TV. Iqra TV light to the world. Weebale kubanga subscribinga, weebale kubanga commentinga, weebale kubanga osharinga noba ngosaayo naawe ettafali okubanga tukulakulanya umma okubanga tutambuza eddiini eyaffe ey'Obusiraamu. Amanya Mukwaya Mayanja Yusuf nga nkomyewo ne program yo Halal tour nga omulundi guno tuli namasuba tugenda kuba twogerako n'omukulu wa Kasozi Junior School abe ngate tufuna ekyenjawulo kale tubadde tulese ebifo ebyenjawulo tulese museum tulese amasomero tulese ki ne education is a key wadamu bagamba nti twasigaza ki ne bakyusa omunyolo naye ebyo tusooke tubize bali obusiraamu tube nga tusomesa abaana tube nga tusobola okuba nga tuli competitive kyovola banti within this covid break nga abaana amasomero gaguddwawo batandise okuddamu nga basoma tutandise okuba nga twilightinga ffe ng'abasiraamu tuyimiriddewa mu side education tujja kuba tuleeta ebitundu ebirala tube nga tubiraba sebo tusanise okuba nga twesimye okuba
nange bwentyo okuba nti ndi ku mpewo eza Iqra TV.
Amin. Atulaba ku Iqra TV yandyagadde okumanya twogerako naani olwaleero?
Twogera ne Hassan Habib Abdul nga nze mukulu w'essomero lino Kasozi Junior School.
Kasozi Junior School.
Kirungi.
Kati atulaba yandyagadde okumuwa at least a brief background ya Kasozi Junior School.
Actually, Kasozi Junior School is a dual curriculum school.
Yeah.
Dual curriculum school nti tusomesa theology ne tusomesa ne non-theology abasinga gye bayita secular.
Yeah.
Nti Kasozi Junior School yatandikawo dda nnyo. That is 2004. Kasozi Junior School wetandikira. Bwe twogerera kati emyaka giringa 17 okubalwa okwangu. 2004 to date 2021.
Yeah.
Those are 17 good years.
Yeah.
Nga tuweereza. Era nga tuweereza mu mbeera ezo ebbiri ze nkugambye dual curriculum. Kakati nga bw'oyogedde nti eddiini yaffe ey'Obusiraamu bwe tutuuka ku kigambo okusoma kiba kitegeeza kinene gye tuli nti embeera zonna ezaffe obuwangazi bwaffe bwonna bwa kusoma ssebo. So Kasozi Junior School neba nti nsaale nnyo y'emu ku the very few dual curriculum schools eziri mu ggwanga ezicompetinga out-competing actually single secular schools. Yes,
kubanga musambi abiri nembanga ate musinga abasambi obwo.
Exactly.
Kati atulaba yandi agadde okumanya muli ku level ki?
Cool.
Like are we talking about a primary school, secondary school?
Okay. Yeah, Kasozi Junior School ina sections bbiri. Tukwasisa Qur'an kye tuyita tahfidh. Era tahfidh section nga omugendo giraba. Section eyo tukwasisa Qur'an. Era Qur'an yaffe ekinene nnyo myaka ebiri. Walala gibeera myaka 3 naye eno gibeera myaka mwaka gumu n'emyezi 10 n'emyezi 8 ku myaka ebiri. So bwetutyo kati level yaffe ya primary. This is a primary school. Kasozi Junior School is a primary school. It's a dual primary school. Yes.
That's from P1 to P7.
That is from nursery section.
Nursery section.
Yeah, from nursery section. Actually, it is a nursery school, a primary school, and a tahfidh section. That is it.
Okay. Kati bw'otunuulira like education bwemba njagala okutwala omwana mu ssomero biki bye nanditunuulidde nnyo era mu ebyo Kasozi Junior School biriwa byeyinamu enkizo mu masomero amalala?
Yeah. Essomero, ekigambo ssomero actually ebiseera ebisinga abazadde balowooza bizimbe. Nga bw'oyinza okulowooza nti okuvuga obuvuzi buli omu ayinza okuvuga emmotoka naye wali abavuga emmotoka ne wabaawo kumpi abasindika obusindisa emmotoka. kakati n'essomero bwe lityo si kubeera n'ebizimbe n'abasomesa n'okimala. Waliyo aspect ennene ennyo mu masomero omuzadde yenna agenda okunoonya essomero ettuufu lyalibadde nti anoonyereza. Okusookera ddala nti okusoma ng'oggyeko bino bye tusoma essomero lino lisobola okubuildinga confidence ey'omwana. Building of confidence kiba kitegeeza nti there are some things we have to do. Does this school participate, for example, in debates? Does this school engage in open dialogues? Does this school training omwana ebizimba omwana nga yo omwana nga tonnaba kutunuulira ku academic excellence. Tunuulira kubanga omwana azimbiddwa obulungi gw'osobola okumuggyamu byonna by'oyagala. Kyekisooka. Ekyokubiri nti the world now is not the world of papers, but the world is the world of vibrancy. People who are vibrant. Abantu abali so vibrant bebasobola kati ensi eno. Kuba the speed at which ensi etambulirako saawa zino teyagala excellence eri mu paper. Eyagala excellence eri mu muntu. Kakati omuzadde yenna agenda okunoonya essomero byateekeddwa okutunuulira nga tannaba kutunuulira nnyo academic excellence. Atunuulire the child's excellence. Okuzimba omwana bamuzimba na biki mu ssomero lino. Era nga tannaba kubuuza nti last year mwakola mutya PLA, asooka abuuza ebikopo ebyo mwabifuna mutya. These are trophies. Mwabifuna mutya nti tufunye trophy ku debate. Tufunye trophy inter-Muslim competition in poem writing, in this, in that. Kati omuzadde yenna n'aba nti aleeta omwana ng'asinziira ku ebyo kuba academic excellence ejja yokka kuba omwana already abeera mutegesi. Muteeketeeke. The child is already prepared. Yeah, the child is prepared, and a prepared child is a capable child in all aspects.
Okay.
Yes.
So otunulidde ku bikopo nze nzijukira twafunanga bya sports.
Yes.
And then if you look at the Muslim side or section, nti otunula like ku national teams, abasiraamu they basinze okushining. But then in preparation yen ate tetukisaako nnyo mulaka. Kasozi kiri kitya?
Kasozi kiri very okay. Nti Kasozi Junior School ntunulira ono omwana enkya n'okusinga ssaawa zino wendi naye. Kubona omwana kasita mutegeka obulungi nga background ye ya Kasozi. Nkakasiza ddala nti nno ajja kubeera proud of Kasozi as a school, era Kasozi as a school will also be proud of that particular person. Kakati neetuwa kakati yensonga lwaki Kasozi Junior School tutunuulira okuteekateeka oyo omwana ennyo. Njagala kkiriziganya naawe nti mu national team tuli batono mu namba naye ate mu activeness and to show to be counted on. Ate abafa abatono abo are so much counted on kuba as you said they shine. They shine and we are proud of. So Kasozi Junior School, we are in that. Like I have already shown you the trophies, ez'emipiira, trophies, ez'okubaka, trophies, debates, trophies, open talk, and presentations endala.
Okay.
Yes.
Then tutunulireko ku mbeera ya COVID. How has COVID affected you? And then how have you prepared post-COVID? Because now schools are opening up.
Yes, my brother Mkwaya, it is really a challenging time. The aftermath of COVID is a very disturbing and technical period. Kasozi Junior School, actually, I would say, it is one of the very few that continued to engage the parents up to now. We have been engaging our parents through online studies, but also had materials also. We could reach the parents. We had centers. We had a center in Kampala. We had a center in Entebbe. We had a center in Mukono, where parents could go and pick the materials. That is when we came to hard materials now, because time came when we had to go for hard materials. For example, we completed our term, first term. Remember very well that the president announced and all schools closed by 20th March. Was it 20th March? It was a Friday that the president declared all schools closed. We were left with like a month to end the term. I'm happy to say that Kasozi Junior School ended its term in a formal way. What do I mean? That we engaged with these parents, we continued the studies, we even gave examination online. Yes, we gave examinations online, and they sent them, those ones who were capable. Those ones who are not capable to send online, they brought hard copies. That we also made the reports. I think we shall get to another office and see and have a look at the COVID report form. Meaning that we ended that term. We started the second term, COVID second term. We also continued. It was also finished. And now, when the president declared P7s open, we just started from there, and we're like, we wish the PLE is just after 2 weeks, because we have been engaging our learners, and we are sure that they are ready to sit for PLE, be it tomorrow.
So now they are ready. Then when we talk about PLE, nti cause okay luli nti wabaawo spacing ibaddewo. As the ministry given new directives of how PLE is going to be conducted, or you're going to be following the old format?
Actually, this time round is going to be the SOP giving us the guideline, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health. So we are going to sit in accordance
With the Minister of
who's the Minister of
Procedures.
the
SOPs.
SOPs,
Yeah.
the standard operating procedures. So we are going to, and we have enough space, like you are seeing Kasozi, be it that we have only 2 classes formally,
Yeah.
that is P7 and
P6.
and P6. The spacing that could accommodate more than 700 children, we are now having only 2 classes. You can imagine we have the space just being enough
Okay.
at whatever meter the ministry would require. Basically now it is the 2-meter distance sitting. So if they add us another one, I think we shall also be ready because we have enough facilities and enough space.
Okay, that's
Yes,
good.
please.
Okay, let's talk about the pupil or student to teacher ratio. Because there are times when you go to certain schools when the kids are congested in one class and there is only one teacher.
Yeah. No, Kasozi Junior School, initially we had 2 teachers per subject.
Yeah.
Another subject has even 3.
Yeah.
And that is language, where we have a teacher for comprehension, a teacher for composition, and a teacher for grammar. Kasozi Junior School, by the fact that the learners have come, and those teachers were teachers for that particular class, so the teachers had to come. So the issue of teachers is not an issue with us. Meaning that, like you are going to see, all those classes are well occupied. Yeah, we have 2 streams.
Yeah.
No, initially we had 2 streams.
Yeah.
We were forced to create another stream to accommodate
So now
there are 3 streams of P7, meaning that the spacing is exactly the way we are required to.
Yeah.
Every class has a teacher because the teachers are even more than enough, like I have told you. If each subject has 2, with one having 3, therefore every stream is having a teacher at that particular time.
Okay.
Yes.
Because nze wemba nkola analysis, being in a media nti tutunulira spheres ezenjawulo.
True.
Most of the youth today who are out of school are having issues with critical thinking.
Yes.
Is it a problem to do with the kind of education we are receiving, the curriculum? What's your take as an educationist?
My take as an educationist, I actually have in different fora talked about this. A lot has to be done with our education system.
Yeah.
A lot has to be done. And I'm happy with the schools that are bringing in the aspect of skilling in these learners.
Yeah.
We are having an education system where a child from university cannot sustain themselves, which is too bad. And basically not because they don't want, but because of the education system we are having. So the education system, like we have rabbit keeping here at Kasozi Junior School. We have different skilling at Kasozi Junior School. This is what we used to have. Yeah. But because of the time of the children coming back, and we are not going to call all workers to come, then we had blocked some other members who are contributing in that line, which is too bad. The government only looked at only primary 7, leaving alone that there are some other schools with the other programs of skilling. Contributing to making a holistic child, as in creating self-sustainability, which is a problem, a big problem with our education system. We have children who are basically theoretical and not practical. This is a challenge. What do we do as the government is reorganizing itself? We are saying as individual schools, we can do it on our own. That's why you are seeing now vocational schools are coming many in numbers. And even primary schools are also trying to open up for that. Like I've already told you, farming, this and that. So we are trying actually. Your concern is a valid concern. The concern of our education system being more theoretical than practical.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then let's talk about the ownership of the school. Is it a private owned school?
Yeah.
Is it government?
Yeah. Actually, all schools are under the government, number one. But now when we come to ownership, the ownership is a private owned institution. Yes, it is a privately owned institution.
Okay. From the news, I've been having issues where people are saying the kind of, is it bailout, financial bailout? Because as you've said, like we went into lockdown, but then the school couldn't be closed completely. Yes. There had to be a security guard, the water bills had to be paid, the electricity had to be paid. Has the government come up with a program to bail out?
Actually,
and even the teachers had to be paid.
Yeah, that much I may not answer. Why? Because private schools handle their issues privately.
Yeah.
Even the collective, the other money the president had issued out to help schools, I think you heard as a person in the media. Yeah, you heard a lot that the money up to now has not reached the owners, up to now as we are talking. Meaning that private schools handled their issues privately. In particular, Kasozi Junior School, like you have seen already the teachers and one of you were appreciating the good look. Yes. We kept our people. We kept, and I want to extend my happiness to the owners of this place, that they kept their workers. They kept their workers. You had issues as a person in the media fraternity. You had news of teachers being chased away, teachers going to wash here and there to earn a living, and what bricklayers, chapati making, and what have you. So all those issues were very true. So your concern is a valid concern. With Kasozi Junior School, I think we are, if not the best, then one of the very few that managed to contain our people.
That's good.
In terms of feeding, we could cater for them after every 2 weeks. We give them some heavy packages. The shelters are ours. All the shelters are ours.
Okay.
So they have no rent issues completely. And even the daily feeding, we could also cater where we could. And I think we have tried it. Not actually trying, but we've made it. We've made it.
So if we to talk in terms of numbers, how many pupils are you having that are going to sit PLE this year?
This year, I subjected 89 children to UNEB. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Meaning that I have 89 candidates.
Yes. That's good. And then when we talk about the other theological part of it, are they also back?
Actually,
because when the government is talking about students, people's coming back to school, is talking about the PLE, which is for this other side. What about the other?
Actually, I had a question. I mean, you asked me a question of theology. Theology, when the government opened for candidates, the word was candidates. The primary candidates, the finalists here and there. So, of course, they were also candidates. The theology students were candidates, so we also called them. When we called them, their program was earlier than the UNEB. The IPLE program, the Islamic Primary Living Education, was earlier. So we had them. We sat already. They sat for their IPLE. They completed, and now they joined the secular one now. So they completed IPLE for your information, sir.
That's good.
Yes.
And then most of the parents I've been talking to, they are considering the theology part of education to be quite expensive. And the case of Kasozi Junior School, you're having two.
Yeah.
So how are the fees structure here?
Yeah, the fees structure. The concern is also valid that many people complain maybe before comparing notes here and there. Okay. Yeah, it is true that dual curriculum schools are slightly expensive. But as for one, I wouldn't say so. I would say they are cheap indeed. Because when we say dual curriculum school, we are operating like two schools in one.
Yeah.
Yeah? Where a single curriculum school is having 12 teachers. For me, you have to have 24.
Yeah.
You can imagine. So at our fees of 835, accommodating both theology and secular, then I can say boldly that I am cheaper than the single curriculum schools charging above that even. So our brothers in the Muslim community, it is not true that theology schools are expensive. Actually, they are cheaper. They are cheaper. And I would also argue to look into it, because a child in a theology school, we say, and it is the truth, that they are better trained than a child in a single curriculum school. That is why in a theology school, a child going with an 8 or a 6 to secondary school outcompetes the one who came with a 4 from a single curriculum school. I think practically you know that. Yeah. So this is it. So to answer you, no, they aren't expensive, but they are even cheaper.
Okay.
Yes.
So if we looking at age,
yes,
at the starting of the nursery section or P1, what age are we looking at?
Yeah, what age are we looking at? The dynamics now are a bit challenging. And that is why I'm happy that the Ministry of Education is revisiting its directive about the nursery school. Yeah. I'm very happy that they are revisiting it. Yeah. It is true that we did not have the nursery in the Ministry of Education system initially, so they had just brought it in, and again they sounded like again
trying to eliminate
it. Yeah. But I'm happy to report that the news yesterday is having it back, only that they are having issues here and there because of this COVID. Yeah. But at least they are bringing it back. Why am I saying that? Because by and large, the communities out there is a working community now.
Yeah, true.
The mother goes to work, the father goes to work, everyone else goes to work and leaves the child to this maid here who is also a child and also busy with chores at home.
Yeah.
Finding it that this child is not well prepared at that initial age, which is a very important age of mentorship, of mentoring.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So having this child at somewhere is better than having them home.
Yeah.
That is that. So it depends now. At least it would be like 2 years to go to a daycare.
Yeah.
Around 2 years for a daycare.
Yeah.
Then around 3 years for a reception class. The one mostly people call baby.
Class.
At least that reception class.
Yeah.
To receive them now. We call it reception because that's where we receive them. Yeah. So it would be better to have them there at 3 years at reception. Yes.
That's good. And then as we wind up, let's talk about the feeding, because most of the schools have had issues with feeding, and then some of parents are not they feel like they can't let their kids to be in school, in boarding schools, just because of the feeding. How is it here at Kasozi?
Before answering how it is here, I would say the parents are right to have a lot of question about feeding, because we all agree that a settled mind is a focused mind. If the mind is not settled, then you are not focused. You lose focus. Number one. Number two, it is when we are satisfied, as in terms of feeding, that we can concentrate. Yeah?
Yeah.
We all know that a hungry person is an angry person.
Yeah.
If you are hungry, then you are angry.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
So it is wrong for schools not to look at feeding as a very important aspect of this school.
Yeah.
So feeding is very important. And any school that does not look at it, then you are bound to fail. Because one, you are going to fail academically. Academic excellence is not expected from such a learner who is hungry, who is not happy with the school. Because child's happiness is all about feeding.
Yeah.
If a child is well fed, then the child is happy.
Yeah.
And when the child is happy, then can grasp what is being taught. You get it? Yeah. So that is that. How is it at Kasozi Junior School? We have one of the best feeding program, I would say, because, for example, we have meals very early in the morning. Being a boarding school, a child is given tea with heavy accompaniment. Depending to the day, like every Monday, it is an egg and banana bogoya. Okay. Then another day, sambusas. Then like that. Then at break, also have a porridge. Then we have lunch. And then we have recently also introduced evening fruit. After at 5, because we come out at 5, because we are chasing results, you know. So we come out at 5. The children go for swala. They have their personal programs, personal effects, bathing and what have you. Then they go for that fruit at 5:30 before supper now. So our feeding is that good.
Okay, that's good. And then being in this COVID pandemic era, let's talk about health. Because there are schools that just employ anyone as a nurse at school. How is it here? And then, because how is it here? I'm talking about how have you been doing it before? And then how are you prepared? Because after P6, more of the other classes will be coming. And I think the same treatment that has been afforded to the P7s as the candidate classes will be extended to the other classes. So how have you prepared and how have you been doing it before?
Actually, number one, you see, as Muslims, one is that the religion says that there's no any disease that has no way out of handling it, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all know that COVID is a serious pandemic, but we also know that it can be handled if we all cooperate. It is all about cooperation. This is one funny thing about this pandemic, COVID. It is very serious, but again, it can be managed in a very cheap way. In a simple way. Simply washing, not sharing, not what? I think washing and everyone.
And these are things that we've been doing before.
And this is something we have been doing. We perform 5 swalas, what, here and there. Then too, all these centers you have seen sanitizers, washing, hand washing machines from the gate. You enter the gate, you come at the operational room, you sanitize, you enter here, you sanitize, you enter mine, you sanitize. Sanitizing almost every corner. So we shall manage.
So lastly, if someone is going to their parents there who are getting interested from the information that we've shared, that they would like to bring their children, pupils to Kasozi Junior School. So give us the directions and then the contacts and then have your closing remark.
Oh, Charlie, thank you so much. Kasozi Junior School is one of the schools in Makindi Sabagabo. It is off Entebbe Road in a place called Masajja. Many people say it is Chikajo, but where the police is, the police station from Namasuba.
Yeah.
From Namasuba, that road here, where the police station is where Chikajo ends.
Yeah.
And you extend a little bit. After the police station, you're already in Namasuba. I mean, you're already in Masajja. In Masajja. So Kasozi Junior School is in Masajja, Namasuba, in Machindi. Yeah, actually, I want to thank Iqra TV and in particular you, my brother Mkwaya,
Thank you.
for this wonderful venture. Yeah, that you have gone into as Iqra TV, inshallah, and I trust that it is the power of media now
True.
that can break odds. So it is this media that is going to expand everything. You are not doing it to yourself alone, but you are doing it to the Ummah.
For the good of the Ummah.
People out there, this is Iqra TV that I think, actually, I just don't think, I am optimistic that if we all join hands, then the thing can become bigger and even better.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. So thank you so much once again for making it a point to come and visit Kasozi Junior School. Thank you for loving us. We promise that we shall be in for you also, inshallah, where we can. I thank you once again, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wetu twadde nga twogerako ne headmaster wa Kasozi Junior School. Interview ekyeyongerayo tukyagenda ku segments eziddako era bingi byogenda okumanya obenga oleeta omwana Kasozi Junior School oba naawe ali eyo engeri gy'oddukanyamu essomero oyinza okuba oli headmaster oli director nti tunuulira enzirukanya y'essomero ennungamu ekolebwa ku Kasozi Junior School obenga naawe obaako ne kyoyigirako tubenga twongera okutambuza umma n'okugiteeka ku level yennyini eyeetaagisa tukyagenda mu maaso tovaawo.
Iqra TV. Light to the world.